Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Park for tonight's showing of the Mid-South iRacing Tour. We've got a great field of Super Late models here tonight, 32 cars making the call here. We're going to be racing for 75 laps tonight. Got a couple newcomers here. One of those, Austin Godfrey, in the Bump and Run Racing #1. If you're familiar with the Mount Lawn Speedway, you might recognize that car right there. Running the Ryan Amonette #1 machine here tonight. Another #1 that we have in the field. Just jumped up to the 15th spot on the board. Ryman Castle in the P1 Performance Rocket Fabrication and Suspension #1. So quite a few cars here tonight. 4 minutes left in practice. Still got a lot of time if you guys want to go grab a drink, get some popcorn, and get ready and settled in, as we are in for a great showing here at Southern National. This will be the league's 4th appearance at the Southern National Speedway, the most recent coming back on May 25th. Cardoruso picking up the victory there. Cardoruso has 2 wins here. The last 2 races in the Mid-South iRacing Tour at Southern National have gone to Cardoruso, your 2-time defending champion. So we're going to learn tonight, is anybody going to be able to knock Cardoruso off the top spot? And speaking of the top spot, Nick Rieberg in the #17 machine, making his first start with the Mid-South iRacing Tour this season. He sits at the top of the board by quite a bit. He's at a 13.76. Hunter Harriet second with a 13.82. So a lot of cars out on the racetrack, still trying to find some more speed before we get set and ready to go for qualifying. Another newcomer tonight, Austin Coe, which is another one of those guys that you see up or down at the Mount Lawn Speedway in Newcastle, Indiana. Austin having some trouble getting off of the second corner there. Also, little brother Colton Coe flies around as outside the P1 Performance WD Broadcasting Network #78. Colton had a good run last week at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Picked up second place in his first ever start with the tour. So he's looking to carry that positive momentum here tonight. Colton has historically done very good at the Southern National Motorsports Park here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Another driver who is a regular here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, the P1 Performance FLF Race Cars, graphics by WD #9 from Matawan, Michigan. Alex Sexton making his way onto the racetrack. He's currently sitting position #6 on the board. So with 1:30 left in practice, Alex is showing some pretty good speed as he goes for a hot lap here. Alex is going to tie his best lap on that time around, not going to move up any positions, but very close top 20 cars here, just separated by over a tenth. So a lot of cars very close. Hunter Harriet improves his lap time just a little bit, gets a little bit closer to Nick Rieberg's fastest time. All 32 of these cars are going to be fighting for that #1 spot in qualifying. A $10 bonus being put up if anybody can top the track record set last season by Ethan Wolf on May 22nd, I believe. 25th is what we said earlier. Lap time of a 13.746. So these guys not too far off. But it's definitely going to take one heck of a lap to top that one in the qualifying session. We got 10 seconds left to practice. We're going to step away for just a moment. We will be back in in time to see the cars go out and qualify. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. We'll be back in just a second. This will give you a chance to grab your popcorn and your drinks and all that good stuff. Then we'll be set and ready to go for qualifying. Alrighty, folks, we are back at the Southern National Motorsports Park, getting set and ready to go for qualifying here. And first out on the track, Jason Deach Trailer Sales, Panacea Powder Coating, Hardee's, and Graphics by WD, Co-Heating and Air number 28. Making the haul from Fort Wayne, Indiana, it is Austin Coe. Coe making his first ever start with the Mid-South iRacing Tour and goes for the spin cycle down in turns 3 and 4. He's going to get it looped back around. Get ready to go for lap number 2. Couple guys already out on the track. Alex Sexton going to the top of the board on lap number 1. He's going to have a little bit of trouble on lap 2. As I say that, Mark Keatman in the MK Performance number 2. We saw him do really good last week at Myrtle Beach until he had that slip up with Carter Russo. He goes to the top of the board. Next out on the racetrack, the Council Speed Shop, Cody Coughlin Company, Rocket Fabrication and Suspension, Austin Maynard Racing number 1. From Napanee, Indiana, it is Ryman Castle. We saw Castle a couple weeks ago in the second spot at the Concord Speedway. Did not like lap number 1. He's going to back it off and go again for another one. Hunter Harriet jumping up to the top of the board with a 13.8. So a couple cars still left to go here in qualifying. Preston Boers in the Monster Energy number 33. Taking the green flag on lap number 1 and clipping the apron there. Goes for the spin cycle. You see a lot of guys having trouble here in qualifying. It's so crucial to not hit that apron. That apron is a deadly place. Ryman Castle trying to go for lap number 2 here. So he arcs it down off of turn number 4. He's going to take the white flag at the stripe. Heads down into turns 1 and 2. Gets a good run up and off the corner. Heads down into turn number 3. Hooks that bottom side. Gets into the loud pedal. And he's up and off the corner. Checkered flag out at the line. Castle jumps up to 9th quick on the board with a 13.97. And now the two-time defending winner and defending champion of the Mid-South iRacing Tour, the MK Performance number 21 of Carter Russo, pulls it to a stop. Did not like lap number 1. As Jimmy Gowker in the PWI Preferred Warranties R&B Car Company P1 Performance, Frickers Mint number 2, heading down the back straightaway, trying to get some heat in the tires, dragging that left front just a little bit. He starts to pick up the pace just a tiny bit here, and he heads off of turn number 4, coming to the green flag. We've seen Jimmy have some success here in qualifying in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. He's going to try and carry that momentum over here tonight. White flag for Jimmy Gowker on lap number 1. Jimmy's going to jump up to 12th position on the board. So he tries to pick it up a little bit on lap number 2. Comes around with a checkered flag, lap number 2 for Gowker. Going to slow down just a little bit. Colton Coe on the racetrack. Number 78 Machine jumps up to 5th quick on lap number 2. On the racetrack now, the Williams Performance Triple H Racing graphics by WD number 28 of Jesse Henderson comes to the checkered flag. Going to slow down a little bit. He'll stay back in the 24th position. On the speedway now from Crete, Illinois, your track record holder here at the Southern National Motorsports Park, the Tri-State Disposal ABC Auto Parts number 112 of Ethan Wolf, seeing the checkered flag that time, and he goes 11th quick. So far, 30 cars taking time. And on the left side of your screen, you see the top 20 displayed there. Hunter Harriet at the top of the board as of right now, as Ethan Wolf pulls it down pit side. Here we go, another car making his way onto the speedway. Matthew Modzaleski in the Needle Speed Solution number 14. If you were around the northern Indiana area this weekend, you saw that Steve Needles in that number 14 car right there picked up 20,000 big ones at the Plymouth Speedway. Just last Saturday night, Matthew Modzaleski in the Needle Speed Solutions number 14 goes 18th quick on the board. I believe that might wrap it up for qualifying here tonight, as 31 cars took time. As we have 4 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, we're going to go ahead and be right back. We will be back in time for the drop of the green flag. Folks, you definitely will not want to miss all 6 of these cars coming to the green flag. It's going to be a sight to see, and we will be right back to show you that in just a couple of moments. We encourage you to grab a drink, get some popcorn, do whatever you got to do to enjoy this one. We will be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. As folks, we are on the grid here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. We are getting set and ready to go for 75 laps of racing here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. We'll go over a quick grid rundown before we send this field to the green flag. So on the pole, number 18 machine of Hunter Harriet is outside. Mark Keatman in the MK Performance number 2. Nick Rehberg and Alex Sexton make up row number 2. Colton Coe, Grant Brown. Cooper Ward in the 7th spot with Austin Thiel to his outside. Tyler Shattuck and Ryman Castle making up row number 5 and rounding out the top 10. Oh, went too much there. Ethan Wolf, Corey Bodie making up row number 6. Jaden Russell, Jimmy Gowker, the P1 Performance teammates in row number 7. Austin Godfrey making his first start in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Going to be starting all the way back in 15th place. Joseph Cizek In position number 16, Brad Carpenter, Matthew Modzaleski, David Lux, and Jeb Jones rounding out the top 20. Zach Hoyer and Mark Fuca in row number 11, David Hill, Nick Smith, John Piet, and Jesse Henderson, the top 26. In the rest of the field, Josh Smith, Damian Barrick, Aaron Johnson, Peyton Aldridge, Chris Schaefer, Carter Russo, Preston Boers, and Austin Coe going to round out the field. Pace car pulls away from the field. We are getting ready to go for 75 laps of racing here at Southern National. So it looks like 29 cars going to make the call on the grid here. And we will see the white flag. We are getting ready and set and ready to go. You see them all right there on your screen. We're going to be using this wide angle camera quite a bit tonight as they all roar by. The final time under caution. The lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. And it's going to be in the hands of Hunter Harriet and Mark Keatman Jr. This pace car drops to the bottom side. Harriet going nice and early. We are racing here at Southern National. The field races their way into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Everybody seems to be getting through it nice and cleanly. Hunter Harriet on the bottom side. Mark Keatman trying to make it a battle up top. And Alex Sexton going around out of turn number 4. As you saw the P1 Performance number 9 get the boot from someone there. We'll take a look at what exactly happened. This looks like right here. Sexton behind Nick Rieberg in the number 17 just gets the smallest bump there from the 78 of Coe. That causes a big one on the front straightaway. Ryman Castle going upside down. A lot of cars collected there at the end of lap number 1. Up front, we got a new leader. Mark Keatman able to get around the top side better than Hunter Harriet, and he takes the lead on lap number 1. He's going to be sitting behind the pace car. There's quite a few cars involved in this one. A couple guys going down pit road. Ryman Castle, Jeb Jones in the pits. Colton Coe also down pit road in the P1 Performance number 78. So early controversy. Keatman able to get the top side, or make that top side work, and barely peek the nose ahead of Hunter Harriet. That's going to give him the lead here early on. 75 laps of racing here. So enough time for Harriet to recollect himself and get back around Mark Keatman. The last time we saw Mark Keatman in victory lane here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour was a couple weeks ago at the Concord Speedway. He got around Ryman Castle in the number 1 machine and sailed off to a pretty dominant victory. So I believe the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. The field doubled up, and this time Mark Keatman is the control car. As they head off of turn number 4, we are back racing here. It's down into turn 1. The field chart is roaring by. Brooks Motorsports wide angle camera. Down the back straightaway they go. Keatman with a good advantage, but here comes Grant Brown on the top side trying to get around Nick Rieberg, who's on the bottom in the 17, and the caution flag flies. Take a look at what happened back in the pack. David Lux in the P1 Performance 04 machine going for the spin cycle down in turn number 3. Take a look at what happened there. Looks like he just gets in a little bit too hot, and around he goes. Luckily everybody able to stay away from the spinning 04 machine. That's going to put us under caution for the second time here tonight. Keeman got a big jump that time. Harriet not quite able to keep up in that number 18 machine. So as of now, it looks like Mark Keatman might have the car to beat. A look in the third spot, Nick Rieberg, we saw at the top of the board for the entire practice session. He sits in the third spot. A lot of laps to go here for these guys to get it figured out. Green flag racing. Once again tonight, the guy at the top of the point standings, Drew Chance, not making the call. So Chance going to fall back significantly in points, as well as Mike Ashby in the 00. Those are the top two drivers in points. Third place, Carter Russo, currently sitting in the 20th spot. So very good chance that we see new guy at the top of the standings after tonight's race. As the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car. We are going to get set and ready to go here. Field making its way down the back straightaway. It's going to be Keatman, Harriet, Rieberg, and Brown leading us to the green. We are back underway. Keatman going nice and early once again as they race down into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. The battle is for that third spot, and the caution flag flies once again. We'll take a look at what happened out back. Jimmy Gowker in the PWI Preferred Warranties. Number 2, what looks like he went for the spin cycle. He goes around out of turn number 2, sliding to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to put us under caution once again. I'm going to step away for just a moment here. We'll be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. The field getting the 2 to go signal from the flagman. We are getting set, ready to go. White flag being displayed this time by, and once again it's going to be Hunter Harriet and Mark Keatman leading us to the green. Those top 4 have all stayed right in those same spots since the drop of the green flag. Still 28 cars on the lead lap as they make their way down the back straightaway. Off of the corner, the pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack, and we are back racing here. Keatman with another good jump down into turn number 1. And down the back straightaway they go. Here comes Nick Rieberg for the third spot, and another caution flag flies. Looks like that time around, Jesse Henderson in the number 28 machine getting a little bit too hot into the corner, and around he goes, as well as the number 10 machine of Nick Smith. So a couple guys going around right there once again. We're going to be single file this time when we come to the green. Single file this time. Green. Ryman Castle in the number 1 machine getting the lucky dog that time. So that should help his case of getting back on the lead lap. He's right now currently sitting about 2 laps down. So he's going to have quite a ways if he wants any shot at the win here tonight. So the field makes their way into turn number 1. The white flag being displayed to the field. We're going to be single file this time around. And undoubtedly, Mark Keatman Jr. should be able to get a good jump here, as they are single file this time. We've seen him have a few good jumps, and there he goes. Nice and early. We are back racing once again. The field charging single file down into turns 1 and 2. One thing about it with single file restarts here at Southern National, it's only a 0.4 of a mile oval. So if we get enough green flag laps in, we are going to be seeing some lap traffic come into play relatively quickly, as Rehberg works Hunter Harriet for that second spot. Keeping out to about a 7/10 advantage as they come out of turn number 4. Rehberg all over the back bumper of Hunter Harriet for that second spot. Austin Thiel making his way around Ethan Wolf for position number 5. Here comes Nick Rehberg looking to the top side of Hunter Harriet out of turn number 2, side by side for that second spot down the back straightaway. The caution flag flies once again. So we'll take a look at what happened here. It looks like the 09 machine of Austin Thiel goes for the spin cycle out of turn number 2. So take a look at what happened here. Looks like he clipped that apron just a little bit, and around he went down the backstretch. Also involved Ethan Wolf making some contact, finishing him off there down the back straightaway. So that puts us under caution once again here tonight. Up front, Mark Keatman Jr. still the leader here. After 29 laps of racing, Keatman able to get that lead on the first restart, and so far nobody has had anything for him. We saw Nick Rehberg start to make his way to the top side of Hunter Harriet just before that caution flag flew. Here recently on the iRacing.com simulator, it's been a little easier to roll the top side at Southern National. It's pretty difficult to make that bottom work when somebody's to your outside pinching you down. So look to see a lot of cars passing up on top. It's also really easy to clip the apron, as we've seen so far tonight. A lot of these guys just trying to get too much too soon and clipping that apron out of 2 and having a handful down the back straightaway. You see Austin Thiel in front of Mark Keatman Jr. lap down in the number 09 machine. So I believe the light's going off on the iRacing.com pace car. You see the field making their way down the back straightaway. We are set and ready to go once again. Green flag here tonight. It's in the hands of Mark Keatman Jr. He goes nice and early down into turn number 1. Field spread out quite a bit. Here comes Nick Rehberg looking to the bottom side of Hunter Harriet right away in turn number 1. Rehberg moving up into that second spot. And as I say that, the caution flag flying once again. So take a look at what happened out back. Carter Russo sitting the wrong way in the MK Performance number 21, as well as Zach Coyer. So we'll take a look at what happened here. They were going into turns 1 and 2. Russo gets in just a little bit loose. And a lot of cars involved. John Piet rolling into the 5. Jimmy Gauker with nowhere to go in the number 2 machine. So a lot of cars piled up down in turns 1 and 2. Mark Keatman able to hang on to the lead that time, but you saw right before the caution flag flew, Nick Rieberg moved up into that second position. Here's a current look at your top 20 cars here. Still 25 cars on the lead lap. As Keatman makes his way down into turns 1 and 2, we've seen nobody able to have anything for Keatman on the restarts. He gets that nice and early jump. So we're going to have to see right here if Nick Rieberg is able to time it just right and make a run at the top spot. Approaching halfway here tonight, 6 caution flags already in the event. As the field seeing the white flag this time by, we're going to be going green next time. And it'll be Keatman, Rieberg, Harriet, Wolf, and Cooper Ward in the 99 machine leading us to the green. Alex Sexton, after that early spin, recovering nicely, already back up to position number 7. So we're going to have to see what exactly happens here on this restart. Keatman goes nice and early. Rieberg trying to stay close, but he's going to have quite a bit of ground to make up as they make their way into turns 1 and 2. Field heading down and down the back straightaway. Good flyby camera there. Looks like everybody makes it through clean and green. Keatman still your leader. Rieberg second. Battle here for the 4th spot. A lot of cars stacked up right behind the 99 machine of Cooper Ward. Corey Bodie right there in the number 44 trying to find a way around here. Also Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine trying to get up into the top 5 here. Austin Godfrey in the 9th spot, and Joseph Cizek rounding out the top 10. As up front, Keatman still leading the field as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. Harriet shooting up the racetrack. You saw him going into the corner there. He shot up the racetrack, and Harriet looks like he might be having some connection issues as he falls all the way back to 24th place. So potentially some connection issues there for Hunter Harriet. That's going to drop him out of this race and move everybody up 1 spot. As they head down the back straightaway, Nick Rieberg starting to slowly reel in the number 2 machine of Mark Keatman Jr. last time by. Rieberg just a little bit quicker. No, the caution flag flying. You saw Matthew Modzelewski up in turn number 1 into the outside wall. It looks like Zach Coyer in front of them. Modzelewski going upside down. We'll take a look at just what happened there. As you see Coyer and Modzelewski coming off turn number 4, and Modzelewski just no idea Coyer was up there. He goes for a wild ride. And gets slammed by Mark Keatman. Keatman with some heavy damage there after that one. Just as the battle between Mark Keatman Jr. and Nick Rieberg started to heat up, a couple cars getting tangled up out back. It looks like the front end of the number 2 machine is pretty fine. Don't see any significant damage there. So he might have gotten away with a lucky break there as we saw him make some pretty severe contact with the number 14 of Modzelewski. As we are under caution once again, we're going to be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. And here we are, a quick camera swap for you guys so you can see more of the action. And we're going back to double file restarts this time. It's going to be Rieberg and Keatman. The caution flag flies once again. They'll see the 1 to green this time by. Race control not quite ready to send these guys back underway. And oh, Rehberg, Keatman making some contact here on the front stretch. So tempers flaring before we even drop the green. We're going to see what happens as they head down into turn number 1. So it's going to be Keatman and Rehberg already door slamming. We are back racing. Rehberg with not a good start there in the number 17 machine. He's going to have Ethan Wolf looking to the bottom side. Wolf trying to make it up to position number 2 as he rolls around the inside of Nick Rehberg for that spot. Here comes Jaden Russell in the number 69 machine. And oh, he gets involved in a big accident down the front straightaway. Austin Godfrey going for a big ride and ends up on his wheels down in turns 1 and 2. We'll take a look at just what exactly happened there. So they came off of turn number 4. It looks like Russell comes up the track. There's no idea that Cooper Ward was out there, and Austin Godfrey going for a wild ride. Colton Coe in the 78 machine had the number 1's rear end on top of his windshield, so a crazy accident down in turns 1 and 2. That puts us under caution once again. We'll be right back in just a second on the WD Broadcasting Network. You won't want to miss a thing. We'll be right back. As the field seeing 1 to go, the pace car quite a ways ahead of Mark Keatman in that number 2 machine. We're back single file with 19 to go. Rehberg and Keatman, we saw them pretty frustrated with each other that last restart. We're going to see what happens as they head into turn 1 and 2. Keatman going nice and early. He's going to come across the stripe 5 car lengths ahead of Nick Rehberg, and they charge down into turns 1 and 2. Rehberg slipping up a little bit down the back straightaway. That's going to allow Keatman to open up the lead just a little bit. As Keatman still about 4 car lengths ahead. He opens it up quite a bit off of the corner. 17 laps to go for the number 2 machine of Mark Keatman, trying to get another win here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine having problems. He is off the pace down the front straightaway. Looks like he's having some connection issues in the number 9 machine. He's back up front. Jimmy Gauker and Damian Barrick making contact down into turn number 3. We saw them sliding down into the corner. Take a look at what happened. You see here as they work out of turns 1 and 2. Russo on the bottom side of Barrick. Looks like Russo slips up down the back straightaway. And Barrick just with nowhere to go. Gauker also involved. And they spin to the bottom side of the racetrack. As we go back under yellow once again here tonight, a caution-filled race here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. 62 laps in this time. It's still Mark Keatman up front in the MK Performance number 2. Reberg might have burnt the tires off in the number 17 machine. We saw him quite a ways back on that last restart, having some trouble getting up off the corner. So we'll have to see what happens this time. Under caution here for the 9th time here tonight. Folks, we thank you for tuning in here to the WD Broadcasting Network. If you like what you see, make sure you give us a like and a share on Facebook. Everybody in the stands with 11 laps to go. Who are your predictions as of right now? Who's going to win this race? I think Nick Reberg's really going to try his hardest to get to that back bumper of the number 2 machine. We saw him banging doors under caution. The field gets the 1 to go signal. The lights come back on the iRacing.com pace car. Not going green this time. Race control not quite happy with the lineup. We're going to take one more pace lap with 10 laps to go. As the field makes their way down the back straightaway, Keatman, Reberg, Wolf, Bodie, and Cizek, your top 5. The field goes. Reberg with another not so good start, and they go into turns 1 and 2. Ethan Wolf making some contact to the back bumper of the number 17 machine. Nick Reberg going to lose a couple of spots here. Back to the 5th position. Colton Coe in the number 78 trying to get to the bottom side. As Reberg now on the inside of Joseph Cizek. And down the back straightaway they go. Here comes Reberg trying to fight back after that early contact with Ethan Wolf. As it's Keatman, Wolf, Bodie, and Reberg. Cizek, your top 5. Colton Coe in that 6th spot trying to peek his way into the top 5 for the 2nd week in a row. As Mark Keatman has about a 7/10 of a second lead as they head down the back straightaway. Ryman Castle getting around John Piet in the number 5 machine. Austin Thiel getting around David Lux and into the back bumper of Nick Smith in the number 10 machine. That brings out another caution flag with 5 laps to go. We saw what exactly happened there. As they went into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Austin Thiel getting in a little bit too hot into the back bumper of Nick Smith in the number 10. You see right here a little bit of contact made. Around going the 10 machine. Ryman Castle also collecting a bit of damage in the P1 Performance number 1 as well. That puts us under yellow once again. Ethan Wolf moving up into the 2nd spot after the aggressive move on Nick Reberg in the 17 machine. Keatman still out front in the lead with 3 laps to go. That's going to put us into a green-white checkered. As the field rolls around under caution, the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car, and that's going to set us up for one more caution lap until we send them back green. We're going to be coming around to a green-white checkered finish. It's going to be Mark Keatman, Ethan Wolf, and Corey Bodie, the top 3. Is Keatman going nice and early once again out of turn number 4. He's going to have quite an advantage from that front bumper of Ethan Wolf as they head down the back straightaway, about 5 car lengths separating the two as they head into turns 3 and 4. And they come out of turn number 4, the caution flag flying once again. This one is not over yet. And David Lux sitting the wrong way down the back straightaway. This looks like he makes contact with the number 03 machine of David Hill going around, as well as the number 04 of David Lux. So a couple cars involved. We saw them all piling in there out of turn number 2. That's going to set us up for one last restart, the final attempt at a green-white checkered finish before this one's all said and done. As the field's sitting behind the iRacing.com pace car, as they get the one to go signal this time by. We're going to double them up for one final shot at the green-white checkered finish here. It's going to be Mark Keatman, Ethan Wolf, Corey Bodie, Nick Rehberg, and Colton Coe rounding out your top 5. A couple cars with some pretty battered front ends here. We're going to be sending them green one last time. It's going to be Mark Keatman and Ethan Wolf heading into turns 1 and 2. Keatman going nice and early. Here comes Corey Bodie to the inside of Ethan Wolf for the second spot. Wolf going to have to try and hang on. And the caution flag flies, and that's going to be the end of this one. Mark Keatman Jr. picking up the victory here tonight. So Mark Keatman winning his 13th career Mid-South iRacing Tour race. That's going to put him back under tie with MK Performance teammate Carter Russo after a caution-filled event here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. So Mark Keatman comes across the line to pick up his second victory of the season. That should help him out quite a bit in the point standings. Your top 5 is Mark Keatman Jr., Corey Bodie. Let me make sure that is right on the screen. It says Alex Sexton in the 4th spot. It looked like he had connection issues early on. Anyways, Mark Keatman Jr. picking up the victory. It looks like our results got a little bit messed up here after that one, but nonetheless, Mark Keatman Jr., your winner here. Corey Bodie in the 2nd spot. I guess Ethan Wolf was in the 2nd spot. The results are all kind of messed up for some reason on the screen, but we will go ahead and get a word from our winner here, Mark Keatman Jr., in just a couple minutes. So we'll be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks, we are back on the WD Broadcasting Network, getting set and ready to finish this one off. And tonight we are going to take a word from our winner here, Mark Keatman, picking up your record-tying 13th victory. Looks like you and Carter are just going back and forth this season on who's going to be at the top spot, and tonight you tied it back up.
Yeah, honestly, wasn't even expecting to qualify as well as I did. Definitely wasn't expecting to take the lead off the top side there, 2 laps in. Barely edged Hunter there for the lead after the caution come out. So really, that helped me out a bunch, being able to just restart up front.
Yeah, we saw you take control on those restarts, had quite a bit of an advantage before you even got to turns 1 and 2, so that helped out quite a bit. I'm sure you got a lot of other guys helping out, getting that MK Performance number 2 in victory lane. I'll let you go on about that.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody that comes out and watches me do what I love to do. Uh, I gotta thank my teammate Carter Russo for just keeping me calm during the race, although he was having a bad race. Just everybody who supports me.
Yeah, pretty dominant race as well as that Concord race. You looks like these races that you win, you get out front and just never look back. So, what's it going to take to keep you up front for the rest of the season?
Definitely need some good luck. Seems like the races that I haven't won, I've either not finished or finished, 10 some laps down. So yeah, just really need some good luck the remainder of the season. Not sure what we're gonna look like after points for tonight. Hopefully we took the top spot back, but it's not gonna be by much if we did.
okay, there we go. It's fixed now. Well, anyways, next week we head to, I believe, the New Smyrna Speedway for the Graphics by WD 75. So, what are your thoughts on New Smyrna and what's it going to take to put you in victory lane?
I'm pretty decent at New Smyrna, I feel like. Just all depends on how the setup's gonna be, how comfortable I am with the car. I work a full-time job, so really not much time to test. We'll just see how it goes. Like I said, Lady Luck's just got to be on our side for the rest of the season, and I hope that's how it goes.
Alrighty, well, we wish you luck next week. And congrats on your victory here tonight. That should help you out quite a bit in point standings after the rough couple or the first couple of weeks that you had. And hopefully we see you have another good run at New Smyrna next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Winston. Thanks for putting this on for us. Appreciate it.
Yep. Alrighty, well, that was your winner here tonight, Mark Keatman Jr. in the MK Performance number 2, collecting his second victory of the season. The first time all season that we've seen a repeat winner. And the first of them was Mark Keatman picking up the victory here. And that's going to do it here tonight for the WD Broadcasting Network at Southern National Motorsports Park with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. We thank everybody that tuned in here tonight for all 75 caution-filled laps. We apologize for all the cautions here tonight. We're going to make sure we do a better job of that one at the New Smyrna Speedway next week for the Graphics by WD 75. So we hope everybody has a good rest of your week, and as always, y'all take it easy.